Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we dive into the nitty-gritty of company filings. And let me tell you, this one has some interesting bits that might just make you raise an eyebrow or perhaps even a smile. Today we are dissecting a filing from OSR Holdings Incorporated, aiming to bring you the most crucial takeaways without drowning you in jargon. Think of it as a financial translator so you know exactly what is going on behind the corporate curtain. If you're new here and love getting to the heart of what makes companies tick, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, we've got a fantastic community Discord server linked in the description below where we chat about these filings in real time. Alright, so what we have here is a Form 8K filing. This is basically a company's way of telling the public about significant events they are legally required to report. It's not their regular check in like a quarterly report, but more like an announcement of something important that just happened. The big news in this particular filing revolves around a significant agreement OSR Holdings made on the 13th of October, 2025. Their wholly owned subsidiary, OSR Holdings Company Limited, which we'll just call OSRK, is acquiring another company called Wario Company Limited, or Wario. This isn't just a small purchase. OSRK plans to buy all of Wario's shares. So Wario will become a part of OSRK and indirectly a part of OSR Holdings Incorporated itself. This deal is pretty exciting because Wario is a South Korean company focused on medical devices, specifically on a new way to monitor glucose levels without needles. Their technology uses something called near-infrared spectroscopy, or NIRS, which sounds complicated, but essentially it is a method to see or detect things using light. The goal is to create a continuous, needle-free glucose monitoring system for people with diabetes. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Wario has been working with Samsung Electronics. Yes, that's Samsung, on a pilot project to develop this non-invasive glucose monitor. Samsung has even provided Wario with some funding, though the exact amount is being kept under wraps for business reasons. This collaboration with a giant like Samsung is a pretty strong signal about the potential of Wario's technology. Let's talk about the deal specifics. For every share of Wario that existing shareholders own, they will receive 0.948832 shares of OSRK. In total, OSRK will issue about 84,338 new shares to Wario shareholders for their 88,891 Wario shares. The total cost for this acquisition is about 15 billion Korean won, which is roughly 10.6 million US dollars. This is a pretty serious investment for OSR Holdings. Of course, deals like this don't happen overnight. The deal still needs approval from Wario shareholders, with a meeting planned for the 19th of December 2025. And they also need to get the necessary regulatory permissions. The actual completion of the share exchange is expected around the 12th of January 2026. There is also a fascinating clause in the agreement. If within 3 years after the deal closes, OSR Holdings stock price on Nasdaq hits $10. Pairs here, the former Wario shareholders might be able to exchange the OSRK shares they received. For OSR Holdings Incorporated stock, the exchange rate for this would be 12.96 OSR Holdings shares for every OSRK share, provided it follows us securities laws and gets board approval. This is basically a way to ensure Wario shareholders benefit if OSR Holdings stock performs well, linking their success to OSR Holdings' future as a whole. Following this announcement, on the 14th of October 2025, OSR Holdings put out a press release detailing this acquisition. This is their way of making sure all investors get the same important information at the same time, which is what Regulation FD is all about. They've also provided a copy of this press release as an exhibit to this filing, so anyone who wants to read the official announcement can find it. It's titled OSR Holdings Signs Definitive Agreement to Acquire Wario, a pioneer in non-invasive glucose monitoring with potential to transform diabetes care. That title itself tells you how important they think this deal is. Now, a quick look at the exhibits. We have Annex 2 of the agreement, which details those conditions for exchanging into OSR Holdings Inc. Shares, they've omitted other parts of the agreement, saying they aren't key material to OSR Holdings Inc., and disclosing them could cause competitive harm, which is pretty standard for these filings. Then Therese, that press release we just talked about, and the cover page data in XBRL format, which is basically computer readable data for these reports. Signed off by Kook Hyen Hwang, the Chief Executive Officer, on the 16th of October 2025. So what is the story here? OSR Holdings is making a bold move to acquire a promising medical technology company, Wario, with a focus on crucial healthcare innovation, particularly in diabetes management. The backing and collaboration with Samsung is a huge endorsement and significantly de-risks the venture from a technological standpoint. The deal structure with potential for future exchange into OSR Holdings stock also aligns incentives for the acquired company's shareholders. However, there are always things to watch out for. The success hinges on regulatory approvals and shareholder consent from Wario. The future exchange of shares into OSR Holdings stock is also contingent on OSR Holdings share price hitting $10, which means the market needs to show significant confidence in OSR Holdings' overall business strategy and future growth. While the acquisition price seems reasonable at $10.6 million, the true value will be realized through successful integration and market adoption of Wario's technology. The non-disclosure of Samsung's funding details might also be something investors wish for more transparency on, though it's understandable from a confidentiality perspective. In conclusion, this move positions OSR Holdings Inc. in the rapidly growing health tech sector with a technology that could genuinely disrupt the diabetes care market. It is a calculated risk, but one with potentially significant rewards if Wario's needle, free glucose monitoring, lives up to its promise, and Samsung's early validation is a strong indicator of that potential. Alright, that is our breakdown of this OSR Holdings filing. What do you think about this acquisition? Does Wario's technology excite you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to join our community on Discord. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching and, well, see you in the next one.